Hey, hello everybody, welcome back to one more video. So today's video we're gonna be talking about my Seeker Mine slash Hive skill build for Tile Update 6 that I've been working since the PTS. Though I was thinking about this build and I finally put it together because Tile Update 6 is in here, and believe me, I'm having a lot of fun with this build. If you've been watching my streams lately, I used this build. It was not even finished and I was having a lot of fun with it. It was doing just fine. Now I have the build on a point where I can say it's finished. It's my version of the build, it's my version of my skill build, because I know a lot of you guys out there have your own opinion of how I'm supposed to do this. But let me know in the comment section below what you think. And yeah, let's get into this, right?
Friendly drone going up. Airburst fire.
Enemy secret.
Gonna need a bucket.
So this is gonna be the build, guys. It's gonna be a build consistent of the gear set HARDWIRE. Now the HARDWIRE got a change on Tile Update 6, as many of other gear sets also, right? So for the HARDWIRE, now you only need 4 pieces to unlock the full gear set. The way HARDWIRE works now, when you have 2 pieces, it will give you 20% skill power. 3 pieces will give you temper proof, electrify your deployed skills, hive towards pulse sensor, causing enemies wandering too close to be shocked, can occur every 10 seconds. And you can see on the footage, every time I throw my hive down, it has kind of like a shock around it, which I like, because if the big NPCs tank come in trying to kick it, most of the time they will get shocked before they kick it, and that way the hive has chance of killing them before they actually kick and destroy the hive. It actually helps a lot on this build with the hive. And when you have 4 pieces, right, you get the feedback loop. Killing with a skill resets the cooldown of your other skill. That's why, if you notice the way I play, I always throw my hive first. That way I get my Seeker Mine as fast as possible, because once I throw my hive, I have 16 charge, and I throw my Seeker Mine after that, my hive usually will get that kill, and then my Seeker Mine, once after it's used, it will come back right after. So a lot of people are worried about skills being taking longer to cool down, but now with this build I actually get my Seeker Mine really fast, the way this build is synergized with each other, right? So that's a good thing about this last piece. And then it keeps saying, repairing a friendly agent's armor from 0 resets the cooldown of your skills, can only occur every 15 seconds. That's if you are in the group. So if you help your friend as a healer, you will get your cooldown also reset. When a skill cooldown ends for reach full charge, gain bonus damage and repair to all skills for 15 seconds. So this one here, it pops a lot of times, and basically you get extra damage once it activates, right? So with that said, to go with this build, of course, for the skill build, you always want, especially now, the exotic BTSU gloves. So the BTSU gloves, the first talent, it says elementary gadgetry. Skills that apply status effect gain 50% status effect duration and 50% skill haste. Remember, now the Hive Stinger, it will apply the bleed effect. So that bleed effect will stay for 50% longer, and it will give you 50% skill haste on your hive and on your Seeker Mine. So that helps also. And then energy infusion. Whenever you apply a status effect, your gloves become infused with that effect for 60 seconds. So after the hive applied that bleed, like I said, I throw my hive first, right? and I'll get that bleed on the enemies, and that way my Seeker Mine will be hitting for a lot stronger. Because while infused, you gain 10% skill damage, 10% skill healing or repair, and 10% skill duration for every yellow that you have on this build. And check out how many yellows we have, right? We have 14 yellow attributes on this build, so that's gonna be a lot of damage, a lot of healing, and skill duration for this build because of that. So with that said, we have the gear set, the exotic gloves, and there is the last piece that it's gonna depend on you, but for this specific build I recommend you going on the backpack, not anywhere else, but on the backpack you should choose the armament, because this backpack, it's perfect. It's exactly what I want for this build. It has everything I need. So by having one piece armament, you get 20% skill haste. We need that for the skill build. Remember, the skill haste got kind of like a nerf on the skills, so all the skills take longer to cool down. And then for the attributes, we have two yellows, one that has 21% skill haste and one that has 382 skill power. That's enough skill power that we need. It's not a bad roll at all in a backpack, so that's good enough. And then for the talents, you want to have these two talents, right? Destructive, one of them, because it's a unique talent now. It doesn't stack, so we get that 40% explosive damage for our Seeker Mine. And then we have the talent tech support. So kills by active skills and explosives grant plus 25% skill damage for 10 seconds. And this is more damage that we adding to this build. Remember, so I throw my hive out there. Sometimes, most of the times, my hive will end up killing the enemies by explosives, right? Because it might hit a weak spot and then we get like explosive damage on the enemy, and that will trigger this skill a lot of times, right? I see this skill popping on my screen a lot of times, so I'm getting that 25% damage most of the time, and that's gonna add up to my my skill build, right? This whole build, I've been thinking about it since the PTS, and I was lucky enough to have this backpack since ever though. I have this backpack since tile update 5. The only thing I had to go get was the gear set and the BTSU gloves, which I just got in tile update 6 thanks to my friend DARKZONE. Shout out to him though, he helped me on the live stream. You do not need to be as tanky on this build, because remember, you have your skills doing the job, and all you gotta do is stay in cover and let the skills do the jobs. But you could go a little bit tankier if you go, for example, let's say on the chest piece, right? And the chest piece, I have 950 skill power, 28,000 health with 10% headshot damage. In here, if you're lucky enough to get this, you could change this headshot damage for armor or more health, and you're gonna be a little bit more tankier. But like I said, it's not really necessary. I want to have this headshot damage in here. Actually, I think this is also a perfect piece for me, because I do want to hit headshots, right? I want to kill sometimes some NPCs to proc another talent that will give us more damage to this build, which is gonna be on our AR. So the AR choice in here is going to be the M4. By the way, it's going to be one of the best AR in tile update 6 so far. And the special talents on this one is going to be, for this specific build, Spike. Headshot kills grants 35% skill damage for 20 seconds. So that's why I want that 10% headshot damage on the build, because I'm going to try to go for headshots when I want to shoot my gun, right? The second talent doesn't really matter. I do have Just Hands in here for that 10% in reload speed, but it doesn't matter, it's up to you. The way I mod this M4 is, on the scope I have that 5% damage to elite coming from the C79 scope. We have 5% crit chance on the laser point. We have on the muzzle brake 5% damage to elite, and we have the finally, which we got also thanks to my friend DARKZONE that helped me on stream to get this sturdy extended 5.56 mag. Now on the scope, we have this scope right here, the C79 scope, because we can get some extra damage, right? Not only from that 5% damage to elite, but if you have that scope and you have on your secondary, you have the Nemesis, you will get a 15% headshot damage from the holster talent of the Nemesis, right? So that's gonna add up more headshot damage to our AR. So with that said, for the attributes, we can go over that. So on the mask, we have 355 skill power, 42% damage to elite. On the chest piece, we already went over this. 950 skill power, 28,000 health, and 10% headshot damage. For the holster, we have 37% skill haste. We do not want to have more skill power in this build. The only place we want to have skill power is going to be chest piece, mask, and backpack. And then on the holster, you want skill haste, and then 32,000 health. And also on the knee pads, you want to also have some skill haste in here, right? So I do have 23% skill haste. So if you guys want to try this out, give it a try, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. Now let's move on for the last things, which is going to be the most important, of course, right? The skills. So for these skills, of course, it's going to be the Seeker Mine and the Hive, the Stinger Hive to be more exact. The Seeker Mine is going to be the cluster Seeker Mine. We have a cooldown of 29.8 seconds, health of 37,000 health, damage 639,000 damage per Seeker Mine, and then we have a number of mines of 3. The blast radius is going to be 4 meters, and then the PvP damage will be 159,000 damage. For the mods, we have a mod that gives us 94% damage, 78% damage, and 64% damage. For the Stinger Hive, which is now one of my favorite type of skills on the game right now, I've been having a lot of fun with this. And the Stinger Hive now applies bleed status effect on affected targets, right? So that's gonna help us with this build. For my Stinger Hive, we have refill speed of 2.2 seconds, charges of 16, we have 16 charges on it, a range of 8 meters, duration of 50 seconds, health of 151,000, damage of 169,000 damage. PvP damage is going to be only 27,000. And then for the mods, we have a mod that gives us 64% damage, 93% damage, and then we have 96.8% charge. You want to have actually a lot of charge, right? If you can get a 90% or higher charge on the build, I would recommend doing that, because if I take the charge out, right, what happens is you're only gonna have 8 charges on the Stinger Hive, right? So by adding 90%, I'll get an extra 8 charges on it, and that's what you want to have on the Hive right now, right? On the Stinger Hive, because that way you will do you have more charge to do more damage. Now for the specialization, we do have the new technician specialization on right now, right? You could go with the demolitionist if you don't have the technician right now, because demolitionist is gonna add 25% increased explosive damage, so your Seeker Mine will hit a lot harder, right? And you're gonna see, actually you might see a lot more damage with your Seeker Mine, but with the technician you'll get damage not only for your Seeker Mine but also to your Hive, right? And the reason why is because if you unlock this tree right here, the Faraday field, it will give you access to this tree right here, which is the overclock CPU. Will give you a 10% skill damage, and that goes for all your skills. And also you have this one down here, which is the Technomancy, which give you equip a skill grants 15% bonus armor. When a skill dies, recover 20% armor. So honestly, the biggest reason I want this tree is gonna be for this tree right here. This 3 points right here, that's what you wanna unlock for the skills. And then you could go for this. I honestly don't need the Empit because I already have a lot of skill power on it, right? So you don't really need this if you have already 3000 skill power. That's all you need on the skill build to unlock everything. But yeah guys, that's about it. That's the build. I love this build. It's so fun to use. Give it a try, man. I'm definitely, like I said, I'm gonna keep this build for a long time. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your version of the skill build so far. This one is gonna be specific for Hive and Seeker Mines. I will do more different type of skill builds But yeah, so far I'm loving this one that I have. So let me just do another quick test. Throw our Seeker mine out there. Let's see if you get some numbers. Oh, I don't have that buff anymore. But still, I only got one buff, and you can see already all 1 million damage, right? You can see them right there on the side, right? So a 1 million damage, that's it. That's enough that you need to defeat any NPC right now, unless it's a tanky, right? But sometimes also I'll see way over 2 million. So yeah, that's the build, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the build, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.